Hello and welcome to another edition of Talk of the Crown. Thank you so much for joining and welcome back to the channel. If you don't know, my name is Elliot, Real Reviewer, and I welcome you to my live weekly chat every Saturday at 10 o'clock GMT. So set your alarm clocks and write it in your calendars. Now, what episode are we on today? I do believe it is our 50th anniversary episode. So happy 50th to Talk of the Crown, although that's not how many live chats I've done. I mean, I probably did another 50 or 60 prior to before I changed it over to Talk of the Crown. But anyway, Talk of the Crown is 50 today. So happy birthday, Talk of the Crown. Happy 50th. Now, we have quite a lot to get through tonight. And I heard you in the comments last week. People want to see things moving on a little bit quicker, and people want to see lots of different news. So I have lots of kind of different news going on today, and one of the topics we are going to be talking about is this thing in the press about William and Catherine possibly having some kind of feud, or rather Catherine having a feud with her best friend Rose Hanbury, the Marchioness of Cholmondeley, I think that's how you pronounce it. And then possibly an affair for William with Rose. We will get to that. I will try and sort of unpick all of that in a moment. But first of all, I want to say hello to everyone. Oh, we have a donation already from Brackell, who's donated $13.99 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much for using Super Chat. You get a fan flap. Thank you so much. And oh my goodness as well, last week's episode of Talk of the Crown got the most ever. I think it was over 55,000 views in total. So thank you so much to everybody who watched that. I really do appreciate it. We have another donation from Urbanet, €10.99. He says, I love your channel, thank you. You get a fan flap too. Thank you so much for your very kind donation. It really does help support the channel. So thank you so much. Now let's see what people are saying. If I can get my screen ready. Hang on. I'm going up just slightly. Yes, it has started. You look gorgeous. Thank you so much. People saying happy 50th. I look good for 50, don't I? Lots of people saying happy 50th. And you look quite dapper. I'm wearing a jacket today. Look, the lining of my Oswald Boateng jacket kind of matches my my waistcoat today. Why couldn't I think of waistcoat? And I also have my lovely peridot brooch on today, and I'm not going to lose my tiara today. It's not going to fling off, but it is the papyrus and scroll tiara that sometimes Catherine has been known to wear to some state banquets when it has been a tiara occasion. Ooh, hang on, going back up a little bit. Lots of people just getting their notification. 330 in the room already. Hello to all 330 of you. Lots of people saying some of that noise is rubbish. Ooh, Arnold says the Paps are starting to follow Doria again. Yes, because everyone's on Doria watch. Everybody is on. Oh, I found that this does something. Do you want to see? How long have I had these? I've had these months and months and months. And I've only just realized tonight that they do this. Look, they've got a flashing laser. Da-da. So it's like RoboCop or the Terminator. Da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Yes, everyone's on Doria watch. Do the Doria watch for goggles, because the movement of Doria is quite significant. Poor Doria. I said this before and I'll say it again. I feel for Doria. People are on Doria watch, and it must be a little bit tiresome, if not downright annoying, to poor Doria, because all eyes are on Doria, because that would indicate perhaps the foreshadowing of a certain royal baby. Yes, because obviously Doria was seen a couple of days ago, maybe even yesterday, in LA. Now, it's expected that perhaps she would travel to the UK ahead of the birth. Now, she's probably not going to do that well in advance of the birth. It'll probably be within a week, maybe, of the birth. Of course, you know, if baby decides to come a lot earlier, then obviously, you know, there is a possibility that Doria may miss baby being born. But you know, if Doria is on the move, if Doria travels to the UK, that would perhaps foreshadow that baby is due rather imminently, shall we say. However, one of Meghan's best friends, her makeup artist, has actually travelled to the UK already. So read into that what you will. Nothing confirmed or denied, but yes, everyone is on Doria watch. Poor Doria. Is all I have to say on that one. Oh, by the way, there was, oh no, I've forgotten. Why have I forgot? There was, when I remember it, it was to do with the baby. Oh yes, how could I forget? Oh my goodness. Right, now I don't know whether to give this a black fan flap or a yellow fan flap. So I'm going to kind of waver in the middle, because apparently Serena Williams gave an interview and she was speaking about a friend's baby, and she referenced the baby as being a she. Now, this came from an Australian TV news report, and I tried to click on it last night to watch it, and it wouldn't play. So I haven't heard her actually say this. So if any of you have actually seen this video, because I've got the video there, but it doesn't play. The one that I've got doesn't play. It's got no audio. It's just a title that says that she gave away, or potentially gave away, the sex of the baby as being a she, before she then corrected herself. So could baby Sussex be a she? Again, I don't know. Did Serena give the game away? Let me know your thoughts and comments. Kimberly says, just saw the Sunday paper from tomorrow and it says that Meghan is snubbing the Queen by not using her doctors during the delivery. Oh, what a load of rubbish. Catherine didn't use the doctors. She used the doctors at the Lindo wing, and lots of other royal ladies have used their own doctors from whatever hospital that they have given. It's called the Queen's doctor for a reason, the Queen's physician for a reason. It just does the Queen. Lots of people saying hello, so hello, hello, hello. Okay, Mary says, oh please, has the fake media run out of Meghan fake news that now they are going after William and Catherine? Let's just go straight to that story, shall we? I feel like we should kind of go. Now, I've actually got two screens on the go today. I've got on my phone, where I'm up to in the chat, and I've also got, oh, Betsy Gerard has donated $9.99. Thank you so much. I've just seen it on my other screen. Thank you so much for your kind donation. But on this other screen, I'm going to keep this one all the way down the bottom so I can keep up with things a little bit more. So I'm going to put it on live chat, and then I'll be able to keep up a lot better. But yes, we are definitely going to talk about this story. So I must admit, I didn't know terribly too much about Rose Hanbury before all of this kind of kicked off. So let's kind of dissect it. I've got a whole page of notes. So yeah, we're in for the long haul. Let's kind of go through this. So this story originated, I do believe I found the original source, and I think it may just have surfaced in the Daily Mail, although there is talk about there is a magazine in the UK called Tatler, which is a bit of a posh magazine. So I'm not sure whether the origins originally, the rumours came from the Tatler and then were picked up by the Daily Mail, or whether it was just the Daily Mail. But anyway, the Sun newspaper then ran with the story and added extra bits, and they added all the bits about the affair, and I think all of that kind of it. They kind of pushed it a bit further. So I think those were kind of the sources of the story. So I've called this section Kate versus Rose Hanbury. It sounds like a scene from Downton Abbey, doesn't it? It does. So let's get on with our Downton Abbey script, shall we? So apparently, well, no, this is true. Rose did attend Catherine and William's wedding, and she was supposedly made, or rather monikered, the best dressed there. So, I mean, you fashionistas out there can make up your own minds as to whether she was the best dressed or not. Now, these are some direct quotes. So some direct quotes say that the friendship is said to be in tatters. Tatters, people, absolute tatters. And that Catherine is saying that she wants Rose phased out from her inner circle. Totally phased. I want her totally phased out from my inner circle, my love. And that that Rose is Catherine's rural rival, We love a bit of alliteration, don't we, in the lower grade media? Rural rival. Yes, we like it. Oh, and here's the key bit. Oh, would you ever have believed it? Says who? Says Royal Insiders. Whatever. Okay, let's carry on. So, little bit of background about Rose. To be perfectly honest, Rose seems like actually a rather nice young lady. I mean, she's kind of got, I think, a little bit more humble roots, and she's like that classic girl done good story. So anyway, let's do a little bit of info on Rose. So Rose married David Rock Savage. What a name, Rock Savage. And he is the Marquis of Cholmondeley. Now, I can't say that one. I've tried it loads of times, and me and my pronunciation sometimes get myself in a bit of a tongue-tied mess. So I'm going to try again. The Marquis of Cholmondeley, spelled Cholmondeley. You try it. Now, that, of course, makes Rose the Marchioness of Cholmondeley. I can't say that one. We're going to go with that anyway. So they live very, very close to William and Catherine's Anmer Hall. So they live 3.5 miles away in their property, which is called Houghton Hall, Houghton Hall, which is apparently 106 rooms. That's gigantic. And I think it's rumoured to be something like a 1,000-acre estate. So he is very, very wealthy. Now, he inherited £112 million 27 years ago. And it also includes a castle. So he's very, very, very wealthy. Rose is 35, and there is a bit of an age gap in this relationship. He's 23 years older, which makes him 58. But he does look really, really good. And he does have a ceremonial role with the Queen as well. That kind of comes with the title. So into kind of the, well, oh yeah, I should mention as well that they're twins play with Prince George and possibly Charlotte as well. Now she's a little bit older. She was a model before she married David, and also a political researcher. So there you go, a model and a political researcher. Two things you don't often find together, but there we do see in Rose. Now, I've put here false rumours based on gossip and lies. So the story kind of goes that there has been rumours for a couple of maybe of years now, kind of dinner table amongst the upper elite set, that they haven't been getting on, that perhaps Catherine and Rose aren't as friendly as they've always been. In fact, it turns out that they've only actually visited each other's houses, even though they're only 3.5 miles away, about 3 times. Now, that's what's been reported. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, it seems like it could be a lot more if they're friends. But yes, there's little tittle-tattle amongst the upper elites that they aren't getting on. But there is no basis in truth for this whatsoever. There is obviously some kind of risk that all of these rumours and gossips reduce the royal family to a mere soap opera, which is not very good. And it also is kind of kicking off again from this whole feud thing between Catherine and Meghan. It's now painting out Catherine to be the difficult one, falling out with friends left, right and centre. I think it's very much a continuation of what we've seen before, now being focused on Catherine in these kind of lies. And of course, I should point out that the original sources of this are not terribly reliable either. Now, what has happened is that there have been reports from friends. Again, I don't know if this is true or not, but William and David were supposed to have had a telephone conversation where they kind of laughed about it, but didn't know. They seriously questioned whether they should take legal action about it. Now, again, we haven't seen any legal action, so I probably expect that not to be particularly forthcoming when it comes to that. People are asking, were the rumours put there to damage Catherine? Well, I think at the moment, most royals are kind of fair game in terms of the media. They kind of have their little moments where they pick on people, and it's just not nice. It really, really isn't. Oh, yes. And also, Rose Hambury and Catherine do share a common charity in common, and they do have upcoming engagements together where they both kind of attend the same event upcoming in their diaries. So I'm going to say that all of this is a complete load of nonsense. I really don't think any of it is true. Oh, there's a bit I missed. I boxed in a bit over here. So all of that then led to rumours of an affair. Of course they did. Of course they led to rumours of an affair between William and Rose. Again, this is completely unfounded. It's complete speculation and totally not true. I really think it's just another one of those tabloid fodder stories, perhaps to fill a gap. But let's see what people are saying. Oh, we have more donations. I can't keep up. Hang on. Oh, we have oh my goodness, a $50 donation from Gregory C. Gregory, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you. You know, I really do have the best fans. The best fans. Wendy says, $10. You are the best. Thank you so much. My goodness. I really do have the best friends. And Cat Lover, I love the name, has donated $20. Very handsome today. Thank you so much. I'll wear a suit more often. Thank you so much for all your kind donations. Now, let me see what people are saying about all of this. HN the King says, the Marquis of Cholmondeley. Oh, Chumley. Chumley, there you go. Oh, he is, of course, the Lord Great Chamberlain, one of the 6 offices of state. He is indeed, and he has walked backwards for the Queen before. So if you see anybody walking backwards from the Queen, it could be him. So do go and check it out. By the way, he does look quite good for his age, even though he's a bit older. He does look good. Rita says, Rose is royal by marriage, also beauty and brains in one. Yes, a model and politics. You don't often see it. Raquel says, wouldn't it be great if I was invited to one of the Queen's garden parties? It would be amazing. I think I'd fall off my chair. Karen M says, Serena gave an interview on E! News where she was saying that Meghan had some ideas about how she was going to do something, and Serena said, no, she's not going to do that, talking about the baby. Again, I haven't seen the actual clip, so I can't kind of decipher the wording of it. 500 people are watching. My goodness, I've got 500 pairs of eyes on me. Oh, imagine if there's 2 pairs of eyes from Frogmore Cottage watching me. My goodness. Okay, I'm going to go back to this one now and scroll down. V. Brown says, you look much younger than 50. Well, thank you. Yes, we will wish the Queen a happy birthday when it's time. Not quite time yet. Dale Beaver says, you know, I don't need Instagram for the Sussexes. I got you. Well, do sign up for their Instagram. In fact, this may actually be a good time to talk about their Instagram, because the last time I did a refresh on their Instagram account, they have now reached 4.1 million followers. Obviously, they were record breaking on Instagram, up to 1 million followers, but since they launched, 4.1 million. That is an awful lot. Now, what they've also started doing is introducing us to some charities, of which they have chosen for you to donate to, instead of buying baby gifts, if you want to. So I know that the hashtag Global Sussex Baby Shower has done so well. That was started by some fans on Twitter. However, Meghan and Harry did say that they were going to do this anyway. They were going to ask people to donate to 4 charities instead of buying baby gifts or whatever. So they have been introducing us, and I think they will continue to introduce us to some charities. So I'm going to read. This is one of their posts. There you go. And I'm going to read it. So it says, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are so grateful for the well wishes in anticipation of their firstborn. Today, we introduce you to one of the 4 charities a couple has asked that you consider supporting in lieu of sending gifts. So please meet the Lunchbox Fund. So there is an @ handle, the Lunchbox Fund provides nutritious daily school meals. provides a nutritious daily school meal. It's very small. I need glasses, I think. Where's my goggles? In South Africa, who would otherwise go hungry. Since its inception, the Lunchbox Fund has provided over 20 million meals to school children in need. So it seems like a very worthy cause. This meal encourages children to attend school and enables them to better concentrate and maximise their learning potential. As President and Vice President of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are committed to supporting the children and communities of the 53 Commonwealth countries around the world. Again, I think that's an indication of where their work, one area of work, is going to be centred in the future. For those members of the public who have graciously asked to send baby gifts for the couple's upcoming arrival, girl, they ask that you consider lending your support to the Lunchbox Fund or the other 3 charities. And they did another update today, which I will read, introducing us to another charity. That's the first picture of that one. And it does indeed say a little bit of, oh yes, as a continuation of yesterday's post, we now introduce you to London-based organisation Little Village. Similar to a food bank, Little Village is for clothes, toys and essentials for babies and children up to the age of 5. The Duchess of Sussex became aware of the organisation last December and strongly believes in their community ethos and goal to ensure every parent and young child have the necessary supplies and support they need. The couple have made private contributions in the last few months and are excited to share this special organisation with you. So, Meghan and Harry. Have I been saying William all the time? That's because I've got the previous story in my head. Meghan and Harry have been donating privately to this organisation. So please consider supporting the Little Village. Their staff, volunteers, work tirelessly to help local families and have the support they need to thrive. That's what community is all about. So there we go. That is where we're at with the Instagram updates. Oh, Gregory, he says Doria is in England. I haven't seen. Have we had Doria movement? I haven't seen that in any headline. Where have you seen that? And then I will go and have a look. Soil says, I can't see how William would be having an affair. He lived a nightmare with what happened in his parents' marriage. He saw what it did. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's ludicrous that he's having an affair. I really don't think that is true. Sophia says, oh, I was thinking you were in your early 30s. Well, I look good for 50. We Are Leading says, wouldn't it be fun if Doria is already there and it's a double walking the dogs? Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Hang on just a little second. I just need to make a change to my phone. Hang on. Sorry, what I'd done, my internet went off. So I put my mobile data on. I just had a text through saying I've used it all up because I've left it on. Oh, that means I've got no data left for the whole remaining month. It's because my internet keeps going off. So let's just put the Wi-Fi back on my phone, and then we'll carry on. Why does it do that? Okay. And I've probably lost my place now in the. I've lost my place. I'm gonna have to go all the way, zooming back up. Hang on. Bear with me while I find my place. Okay, I've probably missed a few, but anyway. DD says, thanks, Arnold. I think you already told me how to highlight a name. Oh, people telling you how to highlight names. Duchess Mariah says, I like their Instagram, very positive and cause-driven. Yes, I mean, I did say from before, it sounded like they were going to concentrate very heavily on the work and charities. Yes, I said it's my 50th live broadcast, not that I am 50. Kat Harlem says, Meghan has been living her best life despite the negative media. So now the media will focus on Catherine during Meghan's absence. Yes. I think that's probably true. No, I'm definitely not 50. I agree. I think if Doria was in the UK, there would be media bedlam going down right now. Sandy Pun says, I think baby Sussex may be born on Brexit Day, which keeps moving ever further away. So I very much doubt anybody will be born on Brexit Day. Arctic Victoria says, Serena Williams would never say that Meghan was having a girl on E! News. If anything, Serena has a little girl and is used to saying baby girl. Was it an Australian report, or was it E! News and then Australian media picked up on it? I'm not quite sure which order it was, but I haven't actually heard it because it wouldn't play for me. PP says, people are not waiting for baby Sussex. People are waiting for Doria. They've got their Doria goggles on. Right, let's go to another story because I'm conscious of moving on. So, oh yes, William and Catherine. I have more William and Catherine news this week. And I think it's an issue of privacy. So those of you who have visited Kensington Palace, or those of you who may have seen footage on YouTube clips where the helicopter lands. Now, people can literally walk the whole length of that field. There is a path and the public can walk. So whenever a helicopter flies in, from a distance, admittedly, you can basically see whoever gets on and off. And we have seen the Queen arrive by helicopter. We've seen William and Catherine and the royal children leaving and coming and going. And I think they've had enough. People have been taking videos and photographs. And to be perfectly honest, it is a security risk area because who knows who could be standing there with what to do, you know, some kind of bad intention with, if you know where I'm going. I don't want to kind of word it in that way because, you know, YouTube listens. So, so yes, people who want to do bad things could do bad things from that distance. Let's put it that way. So for privacy and security, they have decided, or rather Kensington Palace has decided, to splash out £15,000 on a new laurel hedge, which has been planted the full length. I think it's almost something like 1,000 feet or something like that. It's a long way all along this entire field. So eventually, when it grows, it will screen off the landing area. I mean, people will still be able to see that there's a helicopter coming into land, but they won't be able to see necessarily who it is, who's getting on and off. They won't be able to take photographs, and it will be a lot more safe. So people again criticizing in the media, the lower grade media, about the cost of it. But, you know, I think the cost of maybe not doing it is far greater than the cost, than the financial cost of doing it itself. So I kind of think it's quite a good thing that it's been done. Let's just go up and see if what people are saying about it. S. Barnett says, love your videos and vlogs. You always express your views with such common sense. From Oz. Well, thank you so much from Oz. Sophia Howard says, wow, I was wondering if you received my messages. I do. Kendra says, you will have to hang out in free Wi-Fi zones to get data. I will. I hate it when I leave it on and not realise. I don't have unlimited data, you see. Joanna says, hello, Lady Willingham. Elliot, and hello, everyone. Hello. Mrs. VSN says that there's a Daily Mail title saying, exclusive, Meghan Markle's mother spotted at Windsor Castle. No, not that Windsor Castle. Doria Ragland leaves royally named apartment. You had me going there for a moment. Yes, let's call that as fake news. You had me going with that fake news headline. I see your fake news. I see it indeed with my red laser light. In fact, I'm going to have to mist now. I thought Doria had landed in the UK for a split second. I need to rose mist. Oh, Doria, you're making me want to rose mist. Christine says, I saw Prince Charles at a Cornish brewery this week. I would like to try that beer. Yes, I have unfortunately missed a few Charles engagements. He was in Wigan and he was in a Cornish brewery. And I'm just like, there's so much I need to kind of catch up on. There's been lots of other Harry and Meghan stories this week. It has been very Meghan and Harry heavy in terms of pop-ups. Now, I did want to speak a bit about this because I did in one of my previous pop-ups say, I'm sorry, it has been a Harry and Meghan heavy week. Because I know that a lot of you want to hear about other royals, and I have done stories this week about the Queen and William and Harry and Charles attending the Our World premiere, which I'll talk about in a moment. There is other news. Oh, and of course, Princess Beatrice, which we'll talk about in a moment as well. That is on my list. So I have done other royal news, but there has been lots of royal news about Harry and Meghan, even though she's technically on maternity leave. So it's like, where have all these stories come from? But there was quite a lot of developing stories in terms of, we had the launch of the Instagram account. So there was the initial pop-up that telling you all about that. Then the day after, it was updating you on, that it was a record-breaking launch. So, these kind of things trickle on. And then there was the fact that they'd moved into Frogmore. So that was kind of breaking news, which deserved its own pop-up chat. So that it has been quite a Harry and Meghan heavy week, even though technically Meghan hasn't been doing any engagements, which is kind of what I wanted to talk about as well. In fact, I'm going to do it now. So let's go to it. And I'm not going to name names because I'm not that sort of person, but I am going to read something. And it's a conversation that some people were having. I'm not going to say where it was. It's not on this channel. I might like to point out, but I do have eyes, people. Don't think I'm not watching. I know everything. So I'm going to read some comments, and we're going to just dissect them a little bit. Let's just dissect a few comments, shall we? So I'm going to start off with directly quoting. So one person says, "So okay, hashtag Sussex Squad, was listening to the Royal Reviewer YouTube video going home. He was talking about folks complaining about his last few pop-ups being too much, Meghan and Harry." Well, I mean, technically, I am going to say I do kind of agree with the bulk of this conversation, but I just want to kind of go through it anyway. So I do kind of agree with them. It has been a Meghan and Harry heavy week. And I was apologising because I know that some people do like to hear about other royals too. So that's why I was apologising. And then lots of laughter. And he's apologising, lots of laughter. I'm in the car saying, "Tell Kate to work." Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. So a little bit of an undertone there about Catherine not doing work, not doing engagements. So I would like to say that there is conversations going out there with little undertones digging at Catherine, which I don't appreciate, because I don't think ultimately anybody should be, trying to pit Duchess against Duchess. And we'll go into this further in a moment. So this then gets a reply which says, or, this is from a different person, or he could meaning me, or he could do one, less chats. Less chats? Let me know. Do you want to see less pop-up chats? Or two, talk about the other royals. Well, I do talk about the other royals. I've talked about the Queen this week. I've talked about Princess Beatrice. Show me other channels, that talk about the breadth of royals that I do on a regular basis. Most channels literally just focus on Harry and Meghan. I continue. Actually, all the royal reporters, bloggers, commentators alike can focus on the others and whatever it is they're doing. And then a symbol like this. Yes, they can. And, I choose to do that. I do choose to talk about Harry and Meghan, William and Catherine, the Queen, Princess Anne, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester. I cover all the royals, which is why I think a lot of people do appreciate my channel and what I do. So then that, then that carries on. Meghan is on maternity leave, but somehow we're still getting substance. Yes, we are, because this week we've had the launch of the Instagram account, which was big news. People have been waiting for this for a long time. So that was huge news. And like I said, it was a developing story. So that's why it got lots of airtime. And also we had the Frogmore move story too. So even though, she's on maternity leave, there was substance this week. So I agree, we are still getting a substance We certainly have this week at least. So, like I said, I agree with the bulk of this conversation, but I just wanted to kind of punctuate it with my own response. Then we have another reply to that from a different person who says it gets more views, likes, whenever Royal Reviewer does talk mainly about Harry and Meghan, and he knows it. Yes, I do know it. I've said it before. I've said that lots of people out there are searching for Harry and Meghan. Wasn't she the most Googled woman in the world last year, or was it last year, this year? So yes, people are Googling for Meghan. People are YouTube searching for Meghan. She gets big views. She gets big clicks. She's, you know, that's why all these news stories are writing all these fake news stories to get clicks and views and all the rest of it. So I agree. Yes, I do know it. I agree with you. Meghan brings in money. I only get the Sussexes update here on Twitter and now on Royal Sussex. I have unsubscribed to his account. What have I done? Please tell me what I've done. I don't know what I've done. I agree with you. People do it for that. But like I say, if a story pops up, I will talk about it. If a story pops up about William and Catherine, I'll talk about it. If a story pops up about the Queen, I'll talk about it. I certainly do not single out any royals, and you know, my channel is my receipts on that one. I have to say, not many channels cover the breadth of royals that I have done right from the start. Let me tell you that for certain. Then there is one more reply to that from a different person who says, I agree, but it ain't even about him. Kate fans don't even have a valid argument when Kate ain't doing nothing. So again, it's that undertone of kind of fans pitting Duchess against Duchess. It's almost like there's kind of camps or teams forming, or you know, I'm in this camp and I'm team Meghan or I'm team Catherine. You don't have to be any team, seriously. You really don't. And if you prefer Meghan over Catherine, that's fine. But you know, you don't have to do undertones, and it's the same with if you like Catherine more than Meghan. You don't have to have undertones. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate seeing undertones, hearing undertones from anybody about anybody. To me, I have no favorites on this channel. I like Catherine, I like Meghan, I like Camilla, you know, I like Sophie, I like the Queen, I like all of them. And if they do something interesting, I will talk about it. That is just the way it is, I am afraid. So it just goes to show, I think, you know, the fact that the lower grade media did originate, you know, I think some of this feud business, I think it is slightly being picked up on by some fans, which I think is a shame, because I don't think it should be like that. And it's not too late to stop. You know, it's not too late just to support. You know, and like what Meghan said, there is so much noise out there. Don't contribute to the noise. It does no good. So that's kind of all I wanted to say on that one. Let's see what people are saying. I'm going to zoom all the way down to the very, very bottom and see what people are saying. Hang on. It might take me a while. Cindy says, let it go. Yes, I do think people should let it go. Angel says, you are doing great. Don't let anyone tell you how to talk on your channel. Parmalee Stevens says, I like both Duchesses. Some of these people need to grow up. Margaret says, this is just an example of the lack of respect for the job of motherhood. Leave Catherine alone. She's raising the future monarch. Ruth says, just ignore the naysayers. You do a great job and keep us properly informed. Well, to be honest, I agreed with the bulk of what they said. I just didn't like the undertones in it, that's all. HM the King says, oh, come on, the Queen is the favourite. If you disagree, you may have your head chopped off. Indeed. Roz says, there are no teams. These are grown, intelligent women who don't know any of us, so get a grip. Exactly. Kimberly says, if we are to use facts rather than teams, ever since Catherine joined the royal family. Antoinette says, yes, you cover all the royals. I do indeed. Duchess Mariah says, I'm not down with Kate bashing. Even though I'm a Meghan fan, Meghan wouldn't appreciate it either. That's her family now. Exactly. I don't think anybody appreciates it, to be quite honest. Kat Harlem says, if Harry and Meghan's baby is born the same day as the Queen's birthday, the haters will swear Meghan did it on purpose. They probably would, to be quite fair. Biz Burge says, Team Royal Reviewer. Hey, I will give you a hot news fan flap for that one. Thank you. By the way, thank you so much to everyone who does give this channel full support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Amanda Dave says, I'm a huge Harry and Meghan fan. To be honest, I've never, and by the way, I take all those comments with great humor and grace. I really do. To be honest, it's quite nice to feel like you've been spoken about. Amanda Davis says, I'm a huge Harry and Meghan fan. To be honest, I've never really paid attention to the royal family. Not a big thing in America, but I've been looking into the history of the royal family. That's great. I'm really, really glad. However you get into the royal family, whichever royal you get into the royal family from, I'm just glad that you're broadening your horizons. That's really, really great. I like that. Just Me says, Kate has help because they are royals and she does have responsibilities and meetings. If those women had the money, they would have help too. I was working when my first was born and I needed a sitter. Everybody's different. Everyone's circumstances are different. Comments on Lee is that says they're basically saying that Kate is lazy. That was the undertone I was getting from it. Yes. Sandy Pun says those fake people are so jealous of you. Sheila Campbell says I thought that whoever Royal Review is talking about is determined by what we, its subscribers, desire mostly. The commentators are jealous and want the popularity of. Rosie Chaplet says, you, sir, are the pro. Thank you so much. Gregory says, Team Royal Family. Tonya says, all you're doing is reporting the news of the day. Don't defend yourself. You don't have to. I just thought it was an interesting it's not often you see a conversation about yourself. So I thought I'd read it. Nothing gets past me, my loves. I see it all. I see it all. Pam says, you're doing great. Don't stop. You're honest and positive. We need more of that in our world. Elect Lady Gloria says, remember, if you do you and be yourself, if someone leaves someone else, something else will come along. I agree. Rita says, your chats and pop-ups are spot on. Poo on the complaints. You talk about many roles. I do indeed. But like I say, I admit it has been quite heavy in terms of pop-up chat, Harry and Meghan week, even though Meghan's on maternity. Dee says, can we all agree to unfollow and block? Oh, I'm not going to say her name. She crossed the line yesterday. Okay. I'm sure you can all see that in the comments. Soil says, you do great work. And when other royals are round about, you talk about them. It's really pitiful how people get their knickers twisted about everything. They do indeed. And the royal family is a little bit like, comes in peaks and troughs. Sometimes they're really busy, sometimes they're not. Some of you may have noticed that during the Camilla and Charles Caribbean World Tour, Harry and Meghan and William and Catherine were both very, very quiet. Hardly, in fact, I don't think there was an engagement for the latter part of that tour. And I think that was to give attention, I think, to that tour, especially around the royal visit Cuba. So sometimes they kind of peak and trough, and sometimes there's lots about one royal, then there's sort of not for a while, and then there's like private business that becomes quite big stories. So it swings and roundabouts. Sonya Boy says, oh wow, sounds like a rather catty group of comments. Your channel is fabulous. You're always unbiased and fair. They would be bitching if you weren't covering all stories. Exactly. Diane says, why do people always have to nitpick and find the negative? I don't know. Elderly Poodle says, I have great people on this site. I do indeed. Just going up a little bit. So yes, it's just all of that. I'm just trying to find who is complaining. Well, I'm not going to say their names because it just gives attention. But I just thought I would read the comments. Oh, did Jamie say something funny? HM the King says, the hedge is more privacy than safety, if you ask me. If safety was a priority, it would be a wall or a fence. We're not building walls. Not in the UK, my loves. Mrs. BSN says, oh my God, the engagement with Prince Charles, William and Harry was just delightful. Harry closed his own door and no headlines made, sarcasm. But the black ties, yes, when the men close their own doors, it doesn't get any attention. But if a female royal closes their door, it all blows up. No, Charles's face wasn't sunburnt, but it has been a little bit more ruddy, as we say in the UK, of late. But he did kind of only recently come back from, you know, all that heat in Cuba. And yes, I would agree. I think the hedge is more to do with privacy than security, but it does certainly. Where's my gavel? Oh, it's in the kitchen. But it does offer an aspect of security too. People saying better safe than sorry. Marina B says there is no area in LA called the Windsor Hill. Oh, okay. I would not know that. HM the King says a hedge won't stop me, dear sir. No, I'm sure it won't. You'll climb straight through. Okay, let's go back all the way down again because I've kind of read quite a few comments there. HM the King says talk about who can touch the crown jewels. I will indeed. Okay, because I'm down the bottom, I will read your comments really quick. So how many people, a quick quiz, how many people do you think can touch the crown jewels with their bare trotters? Let me know, and then I'll update you with the correct information. Lady Buckingham says, I wish though that if you have an interest in the royals, don't just look at them as celebrities, do research and learn about the past and know what they do, what and how they do. Yes, I agree. Rita Brolly says, isn't Catherine working on the Chelsea Flower Show? Yes, she is. So she'll be doing a lot of work behind the scenes. We've already seen the plans for the garden. I did a video on that. But this is a garden that she has direct input into. And Chelsea is one of her favourite places to visit during the summer months. So I think she's probably long wanted to have a garden there. So although obviously she hasn't designed it herself, she has had lots of input with a team of designers. So kind of like how the cookbook was for Meghan, that was kind of Meghan's baby project. This is like Catherine's baby project. She's had input in the garden, even if she hasn't actually physically penned it in herself. So this is her baby, and it's the first year that she will be, you know, kind of like the face of a charity garden, and it's all very much based on like woodland, and there's like a little stream or a little brook running through it. It's very, very Catherine, very outdoorsy, and focused around children. So do go and check out my video on that. If you type in anything to do with Catherine and the Chelsea Flower Show, it should show up somewhere. So do go and look at that, and you will be able to see all the plans. And there was talk as well about competition between gardens, because a charity that Meghan is associated with is also having a garden, but this is slightly different because Meghan isn't actually involved in the garden. It's just kind of a coincidence that Meghan is kind of associated with it because she's patron of this charity, and then obviously this charity has a garden. So, you know, again, there was people trying to put Duchess against Duchess, saying it's a competition. It's not. Meghan actually has no input whatsoever behind that particular garden, whereas Catherine does have the input behind her Chelsea garden. Who knows? Maybe Meghan might have a garden one year too, if gardening is her thing. I know she likes flowers. Lady Buckingham says, that's what happens when you have a huge following. Someone is going to be critical. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Apparently 619 viewing. Wow. Well, 591 now. I've lost viewers. PM Smile says, Elliot has great respect for his royal family. A reminder that many commenters here are from the States and perhaps can't appreciate or get that this is not a fan club, as in celebrity fans. Yeah. There is a huge difference between celebrity and royals. Definitely. CB says, I believe you, since you are an honourable man. You present a fair analysis of the news out there, plus you do show all work being done by the family. I do indeed, to my greatest ability. So let me skip down, because I want to see if people are saying about how many people can touch the crown jewels. People saying 3. Yes. Oh, Simone. I think you've got it right. Yes. I'm going to read Simone's answer because she's got it spot on. Lots of people guessing. So there are 3 people in the world who can touch the crown jewels with their bare hands. And that, of course, is the Queen herself and the royal jeweler, who obviously needs to maintain the jewels. Although probably most of the time he'll be wearing gloves. But on the occasion when he does need to physically touch something, to do something very delicately, he will remove his gloves and touch the crown jewels. And the Archbishop of Canterbury, which is the highest in the land in terms of religion in the Church of England. And he is the person, whoever is the incumbent Archbishop of Canterbury, can touch the crown and put it on the Queen's head. So those are the only 3 people who can touch the crown jewels. Sophia says, you're a hero and a billionaire from the USA. I promote your magazine. Oh, can I be like Jeff Bezos or Bezos? Did you see how much his wife got? Ex-wife. Oh my goodness. I'd marry Jeff to get that much. My goodness. I would love a magazine. I'd be like Hugh Hefner. But there'd be no bunnies in it. There'd be no bunnies, just avocados. No avocados or bunnies. Did you see my Instagram post? Royal_reviewer on Instagram. Do follow me, my dears. My goodness. I posted a photo because there's this thing going around that the Android phones and Apple phones listen to your conversations, and they use this information to advertise to you or to recommend videos to you. Did you see what I got recommended? I'm going to bring it up. My goodness, where is it? I'm going to get my Instagram account. Oh, I was traumatized for life. I really was. Look, this is what I got. How to grow an avocado tree from seed in 43 days time lapse. Look at that avocado tree. I don't want to grow an avocado in 43 days. My goodness, it's been listening to me ranting on about avocados and now it's recommending me avocado videos. I don't like it. It's horrible. Get off my screen. It's ridiculous. I hate it. Disgusting. People laughing at avocados. I don't want it. Recommended me an avocado tree. It's definitely listening to me. That's horrible. I hate it. Elaine's laughing at lots of bunnies. Christine says, I saw the crown jewels at the Tower. I did too. They're amazing. I loved the coronation ring and Queen Victoria's small diamond crown. I would love to wear Queen Victoria's small diamond crown. Hey, Ten the King says, even I'd marry Jeff for that much. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Sharon Johnson says, we do not have to listen to nobody else. We can listen to you. You speak the truth. By the way, sorry, I'm not following the conversation all the way. I'm kind of going up and down all over the place today. So if I've missed anything really important, please retype it because I'm probably not going to see it if I've missed it already. Hey, Ten the King says, the Queen is the highest in the land in terms of religion. I meant her staff. If you can call the Archbishop her staff. Her representatives in the church, shall we say. But yes, the Queen is the head of it. You knew what I meant. Michael says, we add the Archbishop because of Coronation Day. Yes. And yes, you can see the coronation in colour. It is out there. Yes, someone has to queen the jewels, and you don't do it with Sillet Bang. Or a little bit of pledge. Okay, I'm zipping all the way down. People will be talking about avocados, I'm sure. Hey, Tim the King says, can't Philip touch the Queen's crown jewels too? Oh my goodness, I'm sure he can. Mrs. BSN's laughing at an avocado tree. Oh, have I ever met a royal? No. But maybe if I meet Meghan, she can make me some avocado toast. First Mrs. R says, I'm surprised at how many people don't know they scrape our data and use it for marketing. But they're marketing me avocados. Live Love Now says, I want to marry Jeff Bezos' ex-wife for $35 billion. Set for life. You could buy I could buy my own real tiaras. No, Catherine and Meghan are not fighting over little things. I don't want good guacamole. It even sounds guacamole. It's like guac and moles. Ooh, moly. Disgusting. Gail says you don't want to grow it in 43. I don't want to grow it in 43 billion years. Arnold Sanders says, all I can say is if the British people vote to get rid of the royal family, they can kiss the billions they bring in goodbye. I agree. It would be a bad decision to oust the poor queen into the cold. Just Me says they're listening to everything we say. Well, in that case, can I please be sponsored by Mercedes? That is Mercedes. Mercedes. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime with no help from my friends. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Did you get that? That's a Mercedes Benz. Mercedes. Oh, hopefully I'll get sponsored. I just followed you, says Mrs. BSN. Thank you so much. Anne Lewis says, that was so hilarious that you were recommending an avocado tree. You're in stitches with laughter. I agree. I think they have been doing it for years. Yes, don't mention the little green things. They might recommend more to me. I don't mind anchovies. They're not too bad. I'd rather have a Mercedes. H.M. the King says, Philip can touch her chips. And of course, chips is what the Queen calls her shards of diamonds from the Cullinan diamond. They're worth millions, but she calls them chips. It's quite funny. HSH takes about 3 years for an avocado tree to bear fruit. That's not long enough, my loves. Claire Green says, I love your side because you are positive towards Meghan. I only follow Meghan and Harry. Then my next interest will be the baby Sussex. We all have our points of interest. Vinnie Blair says, someone needs to Google Windsor Hills, California. Apparently it is, according to Vinnie, the richest black community in the US. Okay. I hadn't heard of it. But there you go. Windsor Hills. Google it, people. Google it. I will be Googling later. Is that where Doria lives? Oh, let me know. Which area of LA does Doria live in? Sharon Johnson says, usually have your own magazine. I would read it every day. Who are your own talk show? I am my own talk show. There's only me here. And my amazing moderators, by the way. So thank you so much to my moderators. Simone By says, I've met the royals as I used to work for the Queen. They are lovely people. They are indeed. Avocado. Oh, I'm not mentioning it. Stop. Mercedes. Michael says, I guess the Sussexes avoided St Mary's Hospital. Just look at how, when they go to a certain hotel, staff leaks information for money. So I can understand their need for some privacy. I would agree. And I've not drank anything yet. What time are we? Oh, we're fine for time. Margaret says, would it make any difference if we reported the websites that report fake news about the royal family? If you click on their YouTube videos, and you can report the videos, so I guess so. It might help. DD says, I bet if Meghan offered you some avocado toast, you would eat every morsel and ask for seconds. Look, if I don't like something, I don't care who cooked it. I cannot disguise that if I like something or don't like it, even if Meghan cooked it. I'm sorry. PM's Master, you can make a good face mask with the A word. You like a good facial. I do. I have worn many a facial in my weekly vlog. So if you want to go ahead and see some of those, in fact, I may even do one this week for Sunday. I could do the bubble mask. I've got a bubble mask facial. I could do that. But I'm not putting avocados on my skin. Oh no, I mentioned it again. Mercedes. Maria Barr says the A fruit is actually an ugly piece of fruit. It is indeed. Elaine says, good for you or BMW. No, Mercedes. Roxy says, sing it. Live, Love and Laugh says, what do you think of Beatrice's boyfriend, Eduardo, who says, I honestly have reservations for that dude, but I hope she gets it right this time. Again, it's still very early days for Beatrice in her relationship. So, you know, I don't see wedding bells around the corner just yet. I think, you know, they'll get to know each other a little bit better. Oh, that reminds me, Princess Beatrice attended an engagement this week. Now, the interesting thing about this engagement wasn't that she just did an engagement. It was not an engagement that's official royal family work. It's a private engagement on behalf of the Arkle Dyslexia charity. Now, for those of you who don't know, Princess Beatrice does have dyslexia, and she struggled when she was younger with reading and writing and numeracy, all the things that dyslexia does disrupt in your learning. And she had the help and support from this charity. So this is a charity that's incredibly close to her heart, and she chooses off her own back to support this charity. But the interesting thing was that this engagement was actually posted on the Duke of York's official Twitter account. Now, that's kind of unusual in terms of that it wasn't actually work for the royal family, but yet it was tweeted on his account. And I think we've seen growing work for Princess Eugenie and Beatrice coming along. And I can slowly see a little bit of integration into the more formal royal fold. It's creeping in there. We saw the engagement that Eugenie did with her father. And I know that was because they're both involved in that charity. Therefore, the two worlds kind of collided. But I definitely think we're seeing a lot more of the independent charity work that the princesses are doing is paying off. And I can see a little sliver of hope of integration that they may make it to being working royals at some point. I can see a little glimmer of hope. So keep working, girls. Keep being amazing. Keep doing your thing. And hopefully we will see you as being working royals soon. No, I'm not planting an A tree. Pamela says, hey, you can sing, if you can call it singing. I remember that song from a TV advert. It was, for those of you who are too young to remember, it was a TV advert. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Did I get the accent good? By the way, what accent is it? I have no idea what accent I was singing in. JJM the Ball says, your country accent needs help. Oh, lordy. Lizzie says, oh, no, a very nice southern accent. There you go. Very nice. Well, I do have good southern hair. The higher the hair, the closer to God. When will I sell t-shirts? When I can find somewhere where I don't have to physically handle the stuff, because I am not doing returns. Can you imagine all the returns coming back, people wanting to swap sizes, and oh, no. I could have a t-shirt with an avocado in the middle, with a cross through it. No avocados, the band. Mercedes. Every time I say avocado, I've got to say Mercedes, in case they're listening. But no, as soon as I find something that's like easy to do it, where I can give you, I want somewhere where I can give you a link and there's a store set up, and then you go to that link, you can buy what you want, and then they deal with it. They send it out, they deal with returns, print to order, so I don't have to order in like a bazillion different sizes just in case someone is, you know, this size or someone is this extreme of size. I don't want the hassle of that. Would just be a nightmare. So I want somewhere that deals with it. Basically, even if they take a cut, I don't mind. I want something that deals with it. So if you have any recommendations of companies that do that, please let me know in the comments section. Lauren Walker says, congratulations on over 78,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to each and every one of you, really. By the way, I'm only about 50 subscribers off my 1,000 target on my other channel, Elliot's British Life. So do head on over there. The link is in the description of this video, and please push me over that 1,000 because it opens up so many more features on the channel, including the community page and certain aspects of live streaming with your phone. You can only live stream on your phone if your channel's got over 1,000 subscribers. So I want to do a lot more of that kind of thing on my other channel. So please head on over there and get me over that 1,000 mark, please. Elderly Poodle says, I can see Harry as a child trying on the crown jewels and getting in serious trouble. I would too. Dee says, Mercedes, sell it, sell it. Yes. Everyone hit the like so I can get a Mercedes. If I was given a Mercedes, I would do every vlog from inside my Mercedes. I really would. Okay, you all want to go out and buy a Mercedes now, don't you? Oh, thank goodness. Apparently indoor A trees don't bear fruit. Do I have notes about any other royals? Let me check my notes. Because I always get carried away and then forget. Yes, William, Harry and Charles met the lovely Sir David Attenborough, who is the same age as the Queen, by the way, for the Netflix premiere of Our World, which is a documentary about, or a series about the environment. So it had its premiere and Charles gave an amazing speech. So if you want to watch my video on that, it is over 10 minutes long, but it does include the full Prince Charles speech. So do go and check that out. It was a really impassioned speech. As we know, Prince Charles is very passionate about the environment, and so are William and Harry in their own ways. One of the most magical moments about that speech was when he referenced the fact that when it was his 70th birthday in that documentary, if you remember, William and Harry both spoke out about how much they have actually picked up and listened to the Prince of Wales. And he referenced that and said, in words, water, can't speak. I'd be able to speak so much better if I had a Mercedes. So yes, he got quite touched by, and he recalled the moment he found out from that documentary that they had listened to him about turning off light bulbs and litter picking on walks and all that kind of thing. So he was amazed, and he showed his amazement at the fact that William and Harry had both listened. So I think that again is a cause that they will be taking very strongly into the future. Dion says, what colour would my Benz be? Avocado green. Mercedes. No, it would not be that colour green. I'd like one this colour, look. This kind of bluey colour. A shiny blue, I think. A deep shiny blue. Or a gunmetal grey. Jamie's singing Baby Sussex do 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 do. Liza Dye says, also, I'd like to know who that was that said there is no such place as Windsor Hills. I live in LA and there very much is a Windsor Hills. Baldwin Hills is where Doria lives. Ah, there we go. Baldwin Hills. Okay. Is that far from Windsor Hills? Let me know. Okay, lots of people who grew up around Windsor Hills. Okay, just skipping through a few. I'm not reading anything on avocados. I do have a PO box address. The link is in the description. In fact, I've just renewed it for another 6 months. I renewed it this morning, actually. Ken ATL says, I thought I saw the Duke of Edinburgh touch the crown in his act of obedience at the coronation. Didn't he kiss the Queen's hand? I don't think he touched the crown. I can't recall. I'll have to go back and check. He definitely swore allegiance to the Queen, where he knelt before her. But I can't remember him touching the crown. Although this is people touching the crown with bare hands. He may have had a gloved hand. I can't quite recall. John August says, that's the first time I've ever heard a southern twang with a British accent. Well, that's how the lady sang it in the advert. No, I didn't see what Piers said about the Sussex Instagram. Do reveal. What do I think about Meghan's dad publishing her personal letters? Well, I've already spoken about that at length previously in other vlogs, so I'm not going to touch on that again. PM Smile says, did you know that the Queen's Imperial State Crown rides in its very own car to and from the state opening? Yes, in its own coach. It does indeed. It travels ahead because it is that important. It is the state, or a representation of the state anyway. No more A-word speak. People wanting yes to the bubble mask. I will do a bubble mask. Diane says, there was one video today. It said the staff at the Lindo wing was told not to ask for any time off this month. So I don't know. I'm not thinking that is true because, again, if no parking restrictions outside, we then have two conflicting stories which kind of don't add up to anything, I'm afraid. They kind of cancel each other out. When will we design and sell merchandise? I need to find a company first. Claudia says, that link doesn't work. I clicked numerous times on a YouTube channel who hates Meghan, but it is still on. Oh, you mean, I see what you mean. Reporting. Yes, I mean, but if they get enough volume of reports, they might act. I don't know. I've already seen the link to Diana's will, but it's not the full one that I read years ago. If it's the one, it's about, I don't know, 5 or 6 pages long. There are bits that it didn't actually have in it. So yes, please send it me because it might be a different one. But if it's the one that I've seen yesterday, it wasn't the full content of the will. Mrs. VSN is crying with the outbursts of Mercedes. Sarah, I don't think many Brits do hate Meghan. I think it's all press talk and fabricated. And there was talk about Russians as well, and their bots. Sandy Pun says, maybe you should get a Bugatti Veyron, Rolls-Royce or Lamborghini. I can't drive those round here. Can you imagine me pulling up to Sainsbury's in a Bugatti? My goodness, I'd rather have a Mercedes. Are you listening, phone? Mercedes-Benz. I want one. HSH says Crown Series 3 probably not out till December. When is this going to be released? I really want it. What is the highest education I hold? A dukedom, my dear. I hold a dukedom. PM Smart says parking restrictions signs went up 2 weeks before Charlotte was born. Also 2 weeks before Louis. Yes, physically, but the application goes in well in advance, and we haven't seen head nor tail of the advance application. Aunties. Oh, I just had to read it, and the message went. Oh, maybe I can read it. Oh, there we go. Julie Miller says, you're the best. $2 donation. Thank you so much. I'm about 35,000 away from a Mercedes. Thank you so much. Oh, maybe we should crowdfund for a Mercedes in avocado green. Mercedes. Matilda says York princesses should be working royals. I think so too. I've always said they're in a bit of a precarious position, in between a rock and a hard place, kind of, you know, damned if they do, damned if they don't. And I think it would be so much more useful for the country to just have them as full-time working royals. And they've demonstrated both quite clearly that they can do a really good job. Vinny Blair says, Windsor Hills is also known as the Black Beverly Hills. And yes, Doria lives in Windsor Hills. Far from the gang-scarred, crime-ridden, almost straight out of Compton Daily Mail described. I am taking your word for it because I have not been. LA is a place that I would dearly love to visit. And hey, if I could hang out with Doria and do a bit of Doria spotting, it's like on safari for Doria, maybe I would. Maybe you'd bump into Doria. I don't know. Where does she do yoga? HN the King says, Elliot does have a PO box. I do indeed. And thank you for posting the address. I don't think there was any Frogmore Cottage ghosts, I'm afraid. No ghoulies in Frogmore. Oh, Georgia has sent me a link. I'm going to press it now and see if it'll open. Okay, will it open in a different window? Okay, I think I've opened it, but I will read that. Oh no, hang on, where's it gone? Oh no, I will read it later. I will go back and open the link and read it later. Jean K says, I think Prince Andrew has become unlikable. I think he's become a little bit warmer since kind of Sarah has been back on the scene a little bit more in public, I think. Claire Green says, Piers is so obsessed with Meghan. It's worrying to think about how much he talks about her. Am I watching Victoria? Yes, I am. I'm loving it now. I think Canada, possibly America, has had Victoria well ahead of us here in England. I don't know why. It's so frustrating. But we are on episode 2. So the next one to come tomorrow is episode 3. And I am thoroughly enjoying it. I am so glad it's back on. And I didn't quite realise how much I'd missed it. I think they're doing a really good job with Series 3. When it comes to Series 4, if there is one, as life moves on for Victoria, they may want to consider a different team of actors. I don't know, like they have done with The Crown, or maybe they'll just age up Jenna Coleman. I'm not quite sure how that would work, but I'm really enjoying it. I like the royal stories. I like the little underlying stories with all the staff. Yes, I am really enjoying Victoria. Let me know your comments and thoughts on that too. I could consider an Amazon shop, yeah. Oh, does Amazon do that? Okay, maybe I could look at Amazon. Pamela says, now watch Mercedes come and sponsor you. Be careful what you wish for. Oh no, I would love that. Even if it was in avocado green. Where can you send a letter to Harry and Meghan? I would send it now to Buckingham Palace rather than Kensington Palace. So literally, if you just address Buckingham Palace, London, it will get there. But there is a postcode, and you can Google that. But even if you just put Buckingham Palace, London, England, it will get there. There is only one of them. DD Nash says Woodland Heights are very upper class homes, very pretty. I need to look at all these. Maria says, I can too. Not as many people in Charles' immediate family as the Queen has on hers, with her 4 children plus the cousins from generation. Eventually, Charles will need to use the York daughters. I think he will eventually see the need and the use of them. Does the Queen go on vacation? They used to. They used to, obviously in the days of the Royal Yacht Britannia, they'd go off on there. But I think nowadays travel is not on their agenda. So they kind of spend lots of their holidays in England, either at Sandringham at Christmas or at Balmoral in the summer. And of course, Windsor at weekends. What's the name of my other channel? Elliot's British Life. The link is in the description. Nino says Teesprings. They do it. Okay. Jeff laughing at my hair comment. Linda says, why does Harry never smile when he's with William? I would love to see a clip of the two brothers laughing and joking. I think we have seen that previously. I mean, I can't pinpoint it exactly, but I think I'm sure I've seen them laughing together in certain things. Thank you to Rose for spreading the word about both of my channels. Thank you so much. Dee Dee says, so proud of the York sisters with all their individual challenges, plus the public scrutiny. They have grown into nice young women. Hope they become full-time working royals soon. I would agree there. We now have another new joke, the A word, says Julie. We do indeed. Stephanie says, you deserve more than 100,000 subscribers. We need to do something about that. Please, if you're not subscribed, please do. How many's watching? 542. Christine says, I wouldn't want a car that costs more than my house. You could live in it. Just get it plumbed in. Pat Barnes says, don't bother with those messages regarding Sussex Heavy. I wish these people who have camps, i.e. Meghan and Catherine camps or teams, would stop it. Meghan would certainly not approve. I agree. Wholeheartedly. Another person saying Teesprings. The Avin says, I'm going to be hearing the word Mercedes in my head in my voice from now on. Tracy says, merch idea, a fan with a crossed out avocado. Or an avocado with a little parasol above it because it's a shady avocado. There's lots and lots of options. There really is. Okay, thank you so much for all the comments. A royal blue Mercedes, yes. Yes, please. Mrs. VSN said, remember Harry and Meghan married within 2 years of dating? So I don't see Beatrice waiting 10 years. No, I mean, I don't think she'll wait 10 years, but I think longer than what? 6-7 months? I think definitely a bit longer than that. Okay, lots of people saying Teespring. Okay, I will. Let me just I'm going to screen grab that so I don't forget. Live, Love and Laugh is watching Our World on Netflix starting this morning. It's beautiful. There are 6 or 8 episodes, starting second episode tomorrow. I have Netflix too, so I will be watching. Auntie D says, yeah, there is a Windsor. I think we now know there is definitely a Windsor Hills, and you lived there as a child. Glassery says, for your information, the more likes on a YouTube video, then the Facebook the Facebook algorithms. You know, I couldn't read that with them because it's got logarithms. So I'm thinking it's algorithms, isn't it? Refer to it to more people. They do. Yeah, I think if there's more interaction with a video, if it's watched for a long time, that kind of thing. If the watch time is quite good on a video, it does get put out to more people. Artist Victoria says, there is fake news saying Princess Beatrice is engaged and has an 18-carat emerald cut diamond. No. Because the first person to be gushing about that would be Sarah, Duchess of York, on her Instagram and Twitter. And seeing as she hasn't, then I don't think that is true. Red says, I'm horrified that the Talko has millions of subscribers and you haven't made 100,000. Well, I suppose I'm quite niche. I mean, I know royal watching is big. We can tell how big because Harry and Meghan's Instagram account got over 4 million now, so subscribers in less than a week, or followers in less than a week. So I know that there is a huge kind of market out there, but in terms of the whole like YouTube picture, it is kind of considered, I suppose, a niche interest. So, but there is the amount out there to get me past 100,000. Jamie says, they all touch the crown when swearing allegiance, but that's the only exception. And we don't get coronations very often. Well, we haven't with the Queen anyway. Pamela says, what are we going to do for their 1 year anniversary in May the 19th? I don't know. Suggestions on a postcard. Jojo's just sent me lots of cars. Thank you. Are they Mercedes? No, I think we'll find out when Meghan's in the hospital, but only when she's in it, whichever one she's going to go to. When will we see the Cambridge children again? Your guess is as good as mine. Possibly Trooping the Colour, maybe. Yes, I will go live when Meghan goes into labour. I'll be there with my camera. Meghan, breathe. Breathe, Meghan. Harry, get away from that business end. She needs you up there. Yes, I will go live. I'll live stream from Meghan's bedside. Linda B says, Prince Louis is almost 1 and we've hardly seen him. Yeah, I mean, I imagine we will get, a birthday update, perhaps. Some messages are being deleted because they might be repeated questions or things that I've already answered. So it's to keep things going. So thank you to the moderators for helping. Yes, everyone is waiting for the crown. Beverly Lex says, you will not be laughing tomorrow when all of those Mercedes ads keep popping up on your phone. Well, I'd rather have one pop up in my drive. That would be a lot better. Come on, Mercedes. Yes, I do love the Queen, and it shows. Elaine says, I think phones do mind reading too. You've never mentioned your cooker needed cleaning, but thought about it the next day and add on your phone for oven cleaning. Ah, that's scary. Maybe you did mention it in passing. I don't know. Dee Nash says, maybe because her sister will try to overshadow the birth with more lies, so they are slow about telling information. Anything could happen from that one. Yes, I really want to cry. Oh, hello, Molly. She's down here. Come on. Do I think Andrew and Sarah will ever get married again? I don't think so yet. I think they're quite happy being as they are. Molly, do you want to come up here? Look, do you want to come here? Come on. Jean K says, we just finished season 3 of Victoria over here. Ah, you're lucky. Do we know where Princess Eugenie and her husband will live? Yes, they will live in a cottage at Kensington Palace, which is not too far away from Nottingham Cottage. Come on. Come on. She's down here meowing at me. Do you think Andrew and Sarah are friends with benefits? Probably, yes. I would imagine so. I don't want to speculate, but I would imagine so. Dory says you can live stream all seasons on Amazon if you have Prime. I don't have Prime. Prime. Send me a free Prime. I really am looking for Prime. And Yasmin says, whoop whoop, Victoria. The first Mrs. R says, I think I heard they will bring in an older cast for the next season of Victoria. I would love to see who they're going to choose. Yes, it's Ivy Cottage. Oh yes, Osborne House is amazing. Prince Albert was ahead of his time. The children had their own allotments. They did. He was very forward-thinking, a Victorian. Maybe we could have a Victoria live video reaction. Maybe I could. Am I allowed? I'm probably not allowed to do that in copyright. That might not be allowed. I'd love to. I really would. But that might not be allowed. It might not get past the algorithms. Jean K says, love Tom Hughes as Prince Albert. Very dashing. Yes, I did see a video on the fire that happened in '92. I remember it well. I remember it happening on the news. It was breaking news that Windsor Castle was on fire, and they showed all the firefighters battling. And it was such a shame that all of that got destroyed. But they did an amazing restoration, of which the Duke of Edinburgh was instrumental in as well. Lisa Dice says, the way that I feel about avocado toast, Mercedes, is the same way Californians feel about beans on toast. Oh, I love beans on toast. It's the US-UK toast-off trade. Oh, beans on toast is amazing. Especially cheese and beans on toast with some brown sauce. Yum, yum, yum. You see, oh, maybe, that would be an amazing video. I could make Meghan some cheese and beans on toast with some brown sauce, and she could make me some avocado on toast, and we could do a tasting. Meghan, if you're listening, that would be quite funny. I could collab with Meghan. Oh. Michael Wahome says the daughter of Prince Michael was born on the same day as Louis. Oh, Jamie's got a full address. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex Buckingham Palace, London, SW1A 18A UK. That's the full address. But if you just stick Buckingham Palace on, it will get there. Apparently Woodland Hills, not Heights. I wouldn't know, I've not been. Any new photos of Prince Louis? Not that I'm aware of. No, I haven't watched the Prince Eddie programme. Jamie says Buckingham Palace has the most prestigious postcode, so it's easy to remember. Not if you've got a brain like mine. Oh no, I stayed away from the documentary on royal fallouts. I knew I'd just get angry watching it. Pamela's having a beautiful afternoon. Jean K says, I'm sure Kate is happy to keep William's interest as a husband. I'm sure she does, indeed. Thank you for subscribing to my other channel, Elliot's British Life. I do appreciate it. Claire Green says, as half term is near, is your PO box the best way to send something? My little girl loves you and she does jobs around the house to send you something. Oh yes, it would be great. Thank you so much. Am I wearing suit pants or a pair of cargo shorts? This is like that newsreader debate, isn't it? What do they wear under the desk? I'm actually wearing a pair. I can show you. I'm wearing a pair of corduroy trousers, unbelted because I couldn't find my belt. But yes, they are a pair of corduroy trousers. Look, my little toe pointing. I can do pirouettes. Look. I'm very nimble in these. Yeah. Well, show a little bit of booty. There we go. We can do a little bit. Do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg. Watch me whip. Watch me nay nay. My tiara nearly fell off while I was whipping. Is it true that Andrew Morton is now negatively commenting on Meghan's actions? I do believe I heard something, but I didn't read it because I didn't want to. To be honest, I'm picking and choosing what I read in terms of the negative news. If it's a bad headline, it's now getting to me so much. I'm really picky now about what I do actually read or not. Mrs. Vietsen says, you just yellow fan flap the Beatrice engagement story. Watch your fans. Did I? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm giving it a black. A retrospective black fan flap for that one. Mrs. Vietsen says, it's funny. No one knows her ob doctor, but yet they know other personal details of their lives. Baloney. It is baloney. You really cheer me up. Thank you. Rossi Chapter says, yes, men stay away from the business end at delivery. Don't forget the scissors to cut off the cord. No, men. Oh, can you imagine Harry down that business end? Meghan, it's coming. Push harder, push. No, and look, Meghan needs you up the other end. Meghan needs you up the Meghan end. Stay up the Meghan end. You don't need to be down that business end poking your nose in. There are midwives and doctors there that know what they're doing. You do not need to be down there. And once seen, never forgotten. My goodness. No, stay up the Meghan end. She needs you more. I agree. No pitting duchesses against duchesses. We have spoken about the alleged affair between William and Catherine's best friend, Rose Hanbury. Just wind back to the beginning of this video. Jojo says, no doubt your camera will be aimed at the business end. Oh, I'd have to close my eyes, my loves. I couldn't watch that. How is Molly? She's down there. I think she's waiting for me to finish so she can have her chair back. She wants the arm of the chair. Elder Pool says, no Mercedes. The parts are expensive. The tune-ups cost as much as a tiara. Well, if Mercedes give me one, then they can look after it as well. Yes, Martin, Daniel Martin is in Windsor. That's the makeup artist for Meghan. He did arrive, but no Doria yet. I'm sorry if I'm skipping a few. Glossary says you can react if only 0 minutes and under, such as the review episode. I don't know the rules with that one, I'm afraid. I'll have to look into it. People still wanting a baby shower party. I need to. Oh yes, I can discuss it. I can just discuss the whole thing. Yeah. Let us know if your phone did listen. Okay, if I get a Mercedes advert, I will screen grab it and I will post it on Instagram. Royal_reviewer on Instagram. HM says it's the Queen Mother's crown that's cursed, or rather the diamond, the Koh-i-Noor diamond. Oh, what was it worth? $50 million or something? It's an amazing, and yes, it is rumored to be cursed if worn by a male, but which is why it's always worn on the Queen Consort's crown, and it's supposed to be good luck or just normal luck for a female, but if a male wears it, it's bad luck. The Koh-i-Noor diamond. Netheta says beans on toast sounds terrible. No, when I say beans, you probably don't know what I mean. Baked beans, you know, like those yellow beans in the tomato sauce, and you have them on toast. Brown sauce. Google it. Google HP sauce, and you'll find out. It is so hard. Okay, hang on. Wait there. I will get some. I'm going in my kitchen. You can still hear me. I will show you what HP sauce is. I bought a new one from the supermarket the other day. This is brown sauce. HP sauce. HP stands for Houses of Parliament sauce. And look, my loves, it has a royal warrant. It's royal sauce, and it's gorgeous. I love this stuff. Oh, it's got one of the little caps. I haven't opened it yet. But it's kind of like tangy. It is so difficult to describe it. I cannot describe this sauce. Here we go. Look, HP brown sauce. Tasty serving suggestions. Great on sausages and bacon sandwiches. Try on jacket potatoes or baked beans. It's delicious. Spice up your cooking with HP. Create mouth-watering tasty meals. Why not add some HP spice to casseroles, stews, and soups? Give sausages a tasty glaze, or give onion gravy some punch. Here's our favourite recipes. Cottage pie. Add a good dollop of HP whilst cooking the meat, and it will give it a rich, tangy, spicy flavour. Oh, there you go. Now, yeah, maybe I should do a video on my other channel with some HP suggestions. Try it, my loves. You might like it. Okay, I think I've just explained about the Queen Mother's crown. People laughing. People laughing at the twerking. Did you like my whips and nays? Wendy Staffino says, stanky leg, I'm on the floor. I bet you didn't know I knew that dance move, did you? Lillian Rose says, I'm watching the coronation whilst we chat. The Queen is travelling to the church in the most stunning gold coach. Do you know how I think I learnt the stanky leg? Do you ever remember years and years and years ago, there was a YouTube channel called Secret Toi? Secret as in secret, T-R-O-I-S, Secret Toi. The channel is probably still there, and they do the stanky leg. It's amazing. And then there's this one at the end, she does the splits. Oh, it's amazing. Secret Toi. JJM Bull says, oh my god, whip, too funny. But if I whipped too hard, my tiara would fly off. Into ballet. Yes, I can. I'm very flexible. Look. Woo. People liking my dancing or laughing at it, I don't know. Margaret says, well, it looks like we've passed the royal news and we're on to silliness now, so I guess it's time to have some lunch. It does happen. Amy Kimball's laughing. Who else has seen Secret Toi? Let me know. We are so cray-cray today, says Pamela. Leslie says, you are all American with your dancing. I know lots of the American dance moves, thank you. Mrs. VXN says, in the Royal Babies documentary, someone mentioned the business end and I cracked up laughing. That's what we say in the UK for down there when the business is going on. The business end. Nashia McDaniel says, Harry is going to be down there. Well, I hope not. He needs to be up the Meghan end. Stay up the Meghan end. Hashtag stay up the Meghan end. Hashtag no business end. HM the King says, can you imagine the Queen at the business end? Is it a mare or a stallion? Mammy Cove says, Elliot, I thought you were going to twerk when you did the stanky legs. I'm laughing my butt off. That's funny. Laura Horn says, seriously, folks, isn't this way better than the news or anything else on YouTube? Jean K says, you could be a model. Let's twerk. Auntie D says, if the Duke had not been at the business end, the Duchess wouldn't be pregnant. Well, that's okay at the immaculate contraption stage. No, baby Sussex was born by immaculate contraption. Not contraction, contraption. Not conception, contraption. But he says, I love your push, Meghan, made me laugh. Meghan, push! Push, my love, push, it's coming out. I can see the end. Ooh. Cookies and Cream says, if those tabloids, lying royal reporters and so-called biographers start getting sued, they will stop the false reporting, smears and slander. No one's tried yet, though. That's the thing. Clara Green says, can't imagine how Harry will be once the baby is born. I can see Harry kissing that baby's little feet and hands. I'm sure he will. Mrs. Vitt says, I can't handle soggy toast. It doesn't go soggy if you toast it properly and then put the beans on. And if you put cheese on as well, it doesn't really go soggy. Kim Smile says, hang on about the business end. There is nothing more magical for Harry witnessing the arrival. He can't miss that. Oh, not the business end. Anything but the business end. Oh, apparently there's another YouTuber, Aced Bime, who says his baby birth video was great. I might get a lot of ads from this. I might. Catherine says Harry knows the business end. Well, he doesn't know that sort of business. What's going on? Yeah, brown sauce is HP sauce. Is it like A1 sauce? I have no idea what A1 sauce is. Yes, you can have any baked beans, but yes, Heinz beans is okay. I will do a video when Meghan's in labour. I don't think she has had a second baby shower yet. Yes, I think standing by her reassuring Meghan is fine. No need to be down that business end. Yes, this video is brought to you by Brown Sauce. Oh, can I get sponsored by HP Sauce too? I'll have a whole truckload delivered. People liking beans on toast. Mrs. Vitson says, you are a dark horse when it comes to dances. You didn't know I knew that, did you? Be honest. Parity Griller says, if your market has an international aisle, HP can possibly be found. Yes, have a look in your international aisle. No, the Queen's crown is not really cursed. Only the Queen Consort's crown with the Kohinoor diamond, although it is only rumour that it's cursed. Thank you, Mrs. VSN, who says I should be a co-host to a very popular podcast. Just skipping through a few. So I'm trying to get a bit more. I've reached the bottom. Candice B says, I have just arrived. I know it's late, but I'm seeing and hearing his brown sauce on the business end. Should I be concerned? I think you should. Right, I'm going to go now because it's late. It's almost, it's 10 to 12 a.m. in the UK. So I'm going to go now. Thank you for an amazing, lovely chat. I do hope that we've covered a lot more royals this week. I don't want the amount of criticism I had last week. So thank you so much for watching. And of course, I will be continuing my watching of all the royals, as I always do. And I will be back next week at 10 o'clock live. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. 491 still with us, and please hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please do subscribe to this channel and my other channel, Elliot's British Life. The link is in the description. So from me for now, in Shropshire, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.